Hello mga students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat. So let's have another round of discussions on cash flow. But in this case, sa lecture na ito, let us analyze the statement of cash flows. If you remember, no, sa isa kong video lecture, when I presented the statement of cash flow, no, from the point of view of the CFAS, okay? Uh, Coming directly from past 7, ano, yung standard na kumukover sa statement of cash flow. You should have learned by now that there are two ways of presenting, no, your statement of cash flow using the indirect method and then your direct method. Ang pinagkaiba po nila is that from the using the indirect method, no, nanggagaling tayo doon sa profit before tax na hinuhugot natin doon sa P&L, sa yung statement of comprehensive income. Okay, yung EBIT natin or the profit before tax. Okay, and then there are some adjustments that are made for those non-cash, non-cash, halimbawa, yung depreciation, okay, the gain on sale of equipment, etc. Okay, and then also accounted yung mga increase-decrease sa ating mga current assets and current liabilities. And yun po yung ating cash generated from operations, no? Less yung mga actual interest payments and then your income taxes paid. Okay. So, yan naman yung naiiba, no? As compared sa yung direct method na diretso kasi tayo doon sa movement talaga, no? Receipts and payments, no? Now, what we will be doing in this case, no, sa ating panibagong illustration may be quite be different, no, from what I have shown you before. But again, please take note that when we are talking about statement of cash flows, ito po yung movement of cash. Labas, pasok ng pera. Yun nga lang, minsan may mga pagkakataon na you are presented with your statement of financial performance, yung SEI mo or yung P&L mo, and then you are also presented with your statement of financial position, ang balance sheet mo. And then from there, you need to prepare a statement of cash flows without any other information. Okay, so how do we do that? Kasi hindi naman natin makikita po dito yung galaw, no? Tama ba? Mamaya, no, I will emphasize this because I have created another illustration, etong last tab natin, ano, just so to emphasize that what we see in your balance sheet, yung movement, no, does not automatically equate to a movement of cash balances. Yun nga lang, sometimes we are provided with this information and then we need to prepare your statement of cash flows. So, para hindi na po tayo mahirapan mag-analyze later at mag-encode, mag-type. So, plinat ko na po dito yung mga sagot. Pag-usapan na lamang po natin ito. Now, of course, no, when we are from the financial management point of view, and let me just make it bigger, no, para makapture lamang po natin etong statement of financial position and then statement of financial performance, no. We are analyzing the balances for any decrease, increase, and the possible reasons why. Kasi halimbawa, no, from your statement of financial performance, ano masasabi natin dito? If my sales revenue amounted to 1.7, of course, if this is coming from the book of Gitman, this is expressed as a, expressed in dollar. Pero ignore na natin kung ano man yung currency niyan. So, let's focus on the figures. Kung titignan po natin ito, no? Okay, sa P&L, medyo, ano no, yung gross profit mo ay, ano to, 70% based on cost. Tama ba? If this is 100%, your gross profit is 70% based on cost. And masasabi natin, ano, na pagdating sa baba, pag titignan natin yung net profit after taxes, it amounts to 180,000. kung i-co-compare natin sa sales revenue, masyadong parang mababa, no? Bakit kaya? Pero at least somehow, masasabi natin na meron pa rin naman tayong profit kahit papaano, no? Yun nga lang, hindi siya kalakihan. Okay. O meron kang earnings per share. And if you still remember what is the basis for the computation of earnings per share, ito po yung earnings available sa common stockholder divided by the number of shares outstanding, issued and outstanding, no? So in this case, ito pong 100,000 na nandirito. Okay, that is your earnings per share. Now, pag tinignan nyo naman ang statement of financial position, oh, comparative, no? Meron kang current year, meron kang prior year. Dito hindi na po natin ito nilagyan ng comparative, no? Since hindi rin naman ito available sa ating reference book. Pero dito sa balance sheet, meron kang comparative. Ano naman ang say natin dito? If we are to analyze the accounts, no, the line items, sasabi natin na, uy, nag-improve yung ating cash and marketable securities. Take note of the term na ginamit dito, cash and marketable securities. No? We are saying that the marketable securities are your cash equivalents. Okay, dumoble from 500,000 naging 1 million. Yung accounts receivable mo medyo bumaba. Okay, from 500,000 naging 400. May decline na 20% from the prior year if this is your 100%. So we can say na, oh, is this good? Probably that's good because ibig lang nito sabihin ano na yung collectibles natin ay lumiliit, nakaka-collect na tayo, 'di ba? Pero maaaring may iba pang kwento behind that, no? Pero what we can only see, no, based on this ay yun yung mabibigyan natin ng possible explanation. Halimbawa, yung inventories mo, bumaba din. Okay, may decline ka ng 33% from 900,000 naging 600,000. Is that good? Yes, that can also be good. Kasi ibig sabihin nito, no, yung inventaryo natin ay naibebenta natin. Unless of course, no, there are some other reasons. Okay? Like nagkaroon ng inventory write-down. Di ba? Marami kasi pwedeng makwento dito eh. Okay? Without any additional information supporting the balances. Yung PPE mo dumagdag, lumaki. Is that good? Possible? Yes. Because we invested, no, in fixed assets that may be useful in the production of your goods, no, or in the performance of your services. Okay. And then, pagdating naman sa ating accounts payable, yung utang mo lumaki. Nadagdagan ka ng 200,000, which is a 40% increase from your previous balance. Is that good? Masasabi ng iba na, hindi sir, lumaki yung ating babayaran. Okay, but we can also say na that's also good kahit papaano. Ibig lang nito sabihin, ano, dumadami yung ating mga needs, no? Kasi kadalasan your accounts payable are tied up to your inventories in the process of the production para makapagbenta tayo. So, the more that we are purchasing from our suppliers, although it's on account, no, ibig sabihin maraming needs ang ating mga prospective or potential customers, no? So, we can say that this is good or this is bad. Your notes payable bumaba ng 100,000. Okay? Accruals mo nangalahati. Okay? Anong masasabi naman natin dito? Pwedeng hindi pa available yung ibang accruals, although kailangan available na ito sa atin, ano? Or na-settle na natin yung ibang mga accrued expenses. Long-term debt mo nag-increase ng 50% from the previous year. Okay? You need additional capitalization or for additional funding for your working capital requirements. We can say, no, that might be the reason. Okay. So, pagdating sa common shares, baba lang natin, no? Sa shareholders equity, ano naman ang makikita natin dito? Walang movement. No, except sa retained earnings. Pero itong retained earnings na ito is Probably because of your profit or loss, which in this case is a net profit. Okay. Yun nga lang, pagdating dito, makikita mo, yung net profit after tax ko, 180. Pero makikita mo mamaya sa cash flow na meron kasing dividends payment na 80,000. At ito ang matitira, no? Kasi tandaan natin, for your retained earnings, di ba, pag may dividends paid ka, okay, or payable, debit ka ng retained earnings. Credit ka either cash or dividends payable. Okay, kaya kung 180 yung net profit after tax mo, okay, minus 80, edi 100,000 ang net movement mo sa iyong retained earnings. Okay, now, pag ganito class, no, pag titignan mo siya, can you create your statement of cash flows? The answer is yes, no. Makakagawa po tayo ng statement of cash flow. Using indirect method kasi dito tayo manggagaling sa iyong statement of financial performance. Okay, pero dito careful lang ha. Kasi if previously when I have presented to you this information and I presented to you and created a cash flow, mapapansin po ninyo dito, it started with the profit before tax. Pero dito, in the book of Gitman, nag-umpisa tayo sa net profit after taxes. Okay. So, actually, may re-reconcile naman natin yan. Kasi, dito, no, wala tayong interest payments, wala tayong dividends payment, no? Or income tax payment, kagaya na makikita nyo po dito, interest payment, income tax payment, no? Pero dito, diretso tayo sa net profit after tax na 180. But if we are to consider, assuming etong interest expense mo, at saka etong, asa na yon? Sorry. Sorry ha. Mali. Let me just correct myself. Dito, manggagaling tayo sa net profit after tax. Okay? Pero, kasi, no, etong net profit before taxes mo na 300, if we are to consider this, okay? 300, babawas natin, titik ko lang ha, kung sakali man, babawas natin itong taxes paid, payment, assuming these are actual cash outflow. Although we cannot really say because this statement of financial performance follows the accrual basis of accounting. Kaya nga, etong, excuse me, etong interest expense mo na 70,000, etong income taxes payment mo na 120, okay, plus etong 10,000 mo na preferred stock dividend, ito yung magre-reconcile sa'yo para bumalik ka dito sa net profit before taxes. If we are to use the profit before taxes as presented here, no, profit before taxes. Pero dito, no, makikita nyo naman, meron ka kasing interest expense, okay, meron kang income tax payments, okay. Although, again, my reservation here is that this is an accrual basis, pero sa P&L mo, we are following your cash basis. Okay. Pero dito kasi class, no, if you will observe, ang pag-create natin dito ng statement of cash flow ay nanggagaling sa available information that we will see in these two financial statements. Okay? So, medyo limited, no? So, mamaya kagaya ng ipapakita ko sa inyo. Okay? So, yun yung unang natin, unang ano ba yun? Paabiso. Okay? We will be using the net profit after tax. Okay. Take note that the depreciation expense is a non-cash expense, di ba? So, anong sinasabi natin? Following your indirect method, i-add back po natin ito. Kaya dito makikita ninyo, idadagdag natin yung depreciation na 100,000. Now, in your indirect method, ina-add natin, mina-minus natin, no, yung changes na whichever is applicable, yung changes sa ating current assets and current liabilities. So halimbawa, unahin na po natin etong ating accounts receivable, bumaba. Okay? From 500 to 400. Ano gagawin natin dyan? It is a decrease in your accounts receivable, dinadagdag natin ito. Okay? So, anong pwede nating isipin dyan? Kasi may nakolekta tayo. When there is a collection of receivable because of the reduction in the balance, no, nadagdagan yung ating cash. Okay? O kaya, dinadagdag natin ito. Ganun ba yun? Meron ka rin decrease in inventories. Okay? Which is etong part na ito, no? 900 at bumaba ng 600. Pwede rin kasi natin sabihin na, because nakapagbenta ka ng inventories and in the process of selling, may nakolekta ka na pera. Okay? Therefore, there is an increase in cash flow from operating activities. Okay. So, pag meron tayong decrease sa assets natin, no, current asset, ang effect sa ating cash flow from operating activities ay dinadagdagan. Pag increase naman, kabaligtaran naman yun. Okay? Now, dito naman sa increase in accounts payable, ito kabaligtaran naman, ano? Increase in accounts payable from 500 to 700, meron kang 200,000 na difference. Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng increase sa accounts payable? Is this really tied up to your cash? No. Maybe yes, maybe not. Pero we cannot really say, but we have the template na sinasabi pag may increase ka ng current liabilities, idagdag natin dito sa cash flow from operating. Okay? Bakit? Pwede kasi natin na sabihin na, okay, nag-increase yung aking accounts payable, nadagdagan ako ng utang. So yung pera na ipambabayad ko dapat, no, ay dinilay ko muna, okay, inutang ko muna. So yung naka-tie up doon ay magagamit ko muna for some other purposes. So meron akong na-free up na cash for operating activities. So that is why ini-increase ko, okay, yung aking cash flow from operating activities instead na i-settle ko agad ito. Okay? So ganoon naman siya, no? Notice na yung notes payable ay hindi po natin ito isinasama dito. Okay? Ang explanation po dyan sa atin ni Gitman, no, ng author is that, ayan, ano, nasaan na po ito? Here. Sa note payable is excluded because it represents a negotiated creditor claim on the firm's free cash flow, which is related dito sa computation natin mamaya, no? So, hindi po natin isinama yung notes payable, okay? Nandito kasi siya sa financing activity. Bakit ka nagkaroon ng notes payable? Kasi nangutang ka. I promise to pay. So, it's not more of an operating activity but rather a financing activity. No? Actually, ito yung mas appropriate reason. Instead doon sa hinanap ko kanina. Okay. So, wala po siya dito sa cash flows from operating activities. Meron tayong decrease in accruals, which is 100,000. Binawasan natin yung cash, no? Kasi, bakit? Sabihin na natin na nag-settle ka na ng utang mo, ng mga accruals, edi definitely, babawas yung cash mo. So, reduction ka dito. Makikita mo dito naka-minus, no? Hindi ko lang na gamit sa Excel yung mga open and close parentheses. Pero, please take note, naka-minus po ito. Okay? So, pag sinampu natin itong lahat, ayan, meron tayong cash provided by operating activities na 780,000. That is your balance, for the operating activities. Tandaan po ninyo, for your statement of cash flows, ang ginagawa po natin is we are presenting the operating activities, the investing activities, and the financing activities separately. Because ito pong operating activities ay may kinalaman sa normal course of business mo, sa pagbebenta mo ng mga produkto at yung mga related purchases. Cash flows from investing ay yung investment mo ng mga fixed assets, ng mga non-current assets, samantalang yung cash flow from financing activities ay ginagamit mo naman po ito saan? Sa iyong mga pangungutang and the related payments. Okay? So, we have to categorize them separately. Now, tapos na tayo dito sa cash flow from operating activities. Pag titignan naman natin yung cash flow from investing activities, actually isa lang yan eh. At eto po yun, yung ating property, plant, and equipment. Although, you will notice no, that ang kino-consider lamang po natin is your gross. Property, plant, and equipment gross, no? From 2.2 naging 2.5 kaya meron kang increase na 300,000. Parang sinabi natin na, oh, meron akong additional acquisition. Nag-debit ako ng property, plant, and equipment. Nag-credit ako ng cash. Kaya meron ako nilabas na pera. Okay? Kaya meron kang cash outflow. Kaya eto, naka-negative tayo dito. Okay? So, yan ano, class? Mapapansin niyo po ito. So, meron kang increase in gross fixed asset. Bakit? Hindi kasama yung accumulated depreciation? Kasi itong 100,000 na yan is your depreciation na non-cash expense na kinonsider natin dito sa operating activities. Okay? Using your indirect method. No? Okay. Wala kang changes in equity investment in other firms. So, eto no, ang cash flow from investing activities mo ay 300,000 lang. Now, pag tinignan naman ninyo yung cash flow from financing activities, ito naman po tayo. Meron kang decrease in notes payable, 700 versus 600. So, nabawasan ka. Parang sinabi natin na meron akong settlement ng aking notes payable. So, naglabas ako ng pera, hence the reduction. Tapos, meron kang increase in long-term debt. Okay? From 400 to 600, no? 50% increase sa previous year. So, parang sinabi ko na, okay, nangutang ako ng pera, nagkaroon ako ng dagdag na 200,000. E di idadagdag ko ito sa cash flow from financing activities. Okay. Now, payment of interest, payment of dividends, okay, ay kinukonsider natin sa cash flow from financing activities. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, ano, saan ko ba, wala siya dito, no? Nandoon sa isa kong material. Nasa PowerPoint. Pakitake note po no, ano, ng ating mga, how do we account sa statement of cash flows ng mga interest payments. Okay, yung mga interest at saka yung mga dividends. Ito po ay financing, then by default, operating. Ayan, ano? So, pakitignan po nun. Now, dito, changes in stockholders' equity mo, wala. Wala ka naman ditong movement, di ba? So, wala kang investment in equity securities. Okay? Na nangutang ka or kailangan mo ng pera pero hindi ka mangungutang, mag-issue ka ng shares of stocks. So, eto yun eh. Okay? Plus, etong changes in equity investment in other firms, kung sakaling meron kang investment in equity securities dyan, investment, hindi yung, ano dito, ano, increase sa iyong common shares. Kasi ito ay form of investment. Pero wala tayong example dyan. Okay, baka lang magtaka kayo, ito equity investment, ito changes in stockholders equity. Dito, ikaw si issuer. Dito, ikaw si holder. Okay? Meron kang dividends paid. Ito po ay wala dito pero given sa problem na sinasabi yung dividends payment mo ay 80,000. Kaya nga, from 180, ang movement mo ng retained earnings dito ay 100 lang. Kasi nga, meron kang dividend payment na 80,000. Okay? So, if you will notice, no, yung cash provided by financing activity ay positive 20,000. Sa cash provided by operating activities, that is positive 780. Tama ba? So, 780 plus 20, edi 800,000 yung provided by operating and financing. Eh sa investing, merong pang 300,000. So, yung net movement sa cash mo ay magkano? 500,000. Net increase in cash and marketable securities, 500. Eh, at the beginning, meron kang 500. So, 500 plus 500, meron kang 1,000 or 1,000. 1,000,000. Okay, eto. So, that's how we deal, no? With the creation of your statement of cash flows coming from your statement of comprehensive income and your statement of financial position. Now, dito meron tayong takeaway na mga new learnings. Aside from how to create your cash flows, you also have this so-called operating cash flow and then the free cash flow. Okay, which is makikita po ninyo dito sa baba. Pag sinabi natin na operating cash flow, this is the cash flow a firm generates from its normal operations. Okay, and this is calculated as NOPAT plus depreciation. Sir, ano yung NOPAT na yan? NOPAT is the net operating profit after tax. Okay? Net operating profit after tax. Hindi po yan etong NPAT ha. Kasi eto ay, baka sabihin mo, sir, eto ba yun? Net profit after taxes na 180? Okay? No, it's not that one. This is your net operating profit after tax. And that is computed, no, calculated by using your earnings before interest and taxes or EBIT na 370,000, applying the reducing it with the tax rate na 40%. Makikita po ninyo dito, no, yung EBIT, yung NOPAT mo is EBIT times 100% minus tax rate na 40. No, hindi na po natin binago ha yung tax rate to apply in the Philippine setting. So as meron kayong comparison kapag binasa niyo po ito sa libro. Okay? So, ibig sabihin 370,000 times 60%, no? Yung NOPAT mo is 222,000. Actually, yung NOPAT na yan, alternatively is your NPAT, your net profit after taxes na 180, idagdag mo yung interest expense net of taxes. 70 times 0.60, that is 42. Idagdag mo dyan sa 180, that is your NOPAT. Kasi yung earnings before interest and taxes mo ay hindi pa nababawas si interest expense at hindi pa naibabawas si tax. Okay? Yun nga lang dito, yung tax mo is based dito sa net profit before taxes. Okay? Nabawas na natin si interest expense at the whole amount. Pero for the NOPAT, you can start from this net profit after taxes tapos idagdag mo si interest expense net of tax. Or simply follow the EBIT times 100 minus tax rate. Okay? Pero, yung operating cash flow mo is your NOPAT plus depreciation. Idadagdag natin si depreciation. Therefore, your answer here is 322,000. Okay? Again, the operating cash flow is the cash flow a firm generates from its normal operation. And in this case, masasabi natin na, okay, good. Meron tayong 322,000. Okay. However, we also have this another cash flow, which we call the free cash flow. Ano naman yung free cash flow? Ito ba yung libre? Bakit siya libre? Because this represents the cash available to the investor matapos na ma-meet ni company yung mga operating requirements na. Okay, at mabayaran kung ano man yung mga net investment in fixed and current assets. Okay, ulitin ko at babasahin ko na lang. The free cash flow. Okay, sa valuation concepts and methodology na subject, meron kayong ma-encounter din ng mga free cash flow to the firm. Okay, so somehow you will have an initial idea of that. Pag free cash flow represents the cash available to investors after the firm has met all operating needs and paid for net investments in fixed assets and current assets. How do we calculate this? Manggagaling tayo dun sa operating cash flow, ibabawas natin si NFI, ibabawas natin si NCAI. Sir, ano si NFI? Ano si NCAI? NFI stands for Net Fixed Asset Investment, whereas NCAI stands for Net Current Asset Investment. Paano naman natin yun kukunin, sir? Okay? Ang NFI represents the net investment that the firm makes in fixed assets. And it refers to your purchases minus sales of fixed assets. Paano yun? That is simply your changes in net fixed asset plus depreciation. Or, para hindi na kayo malito, yun yung pagbabago sa gross fixed asset mo, which in this case is the difference between 2.2 and 2.5. So parang sinasabi dito, meron kang investment na 300,000. That is your N5. Nakukuha ba? Or, ineto mo siya, 1 million versus 1.2. Tapos idagdag mo si depreciation. Yun yung sinasabi kasi dito Changes in net fixed asset plus depreciation. Dito ka na lang manggaling sa taas, yung gross na lang. Ganun din naman. But bahala ka kung ano ang gusto mo. Okay? So, eto yon. Pag NCAI naman, this is your net investment made in current assets, current operating assets. And this is the changes made between your current assets and current liabilities. Yun nga lang, may reservation tayo pagdating doon sa term ngayon na current liabilities because we need to exclude the notes payable dahil ito po ay financing natin. Kasi bakit yan naging financing? Kailangan ko ng pera. Okay? I promise to pay. O kaya naman meron akong in-acquire, Tapos nag-issue ako ng notes, pero that has an effect of pautang nga ako ng pera. Tapos magsusulat ako ng promissory note and then ipambibili ko yun ng yung inutang ko, ipambibili ko ng kung ano man. Okay, kaya hindi po natin sinasama yan dito sa current liabilities for purposes of computing the changes made. Okay, tignan po ninyo ito, Changes in current assets. Ano ba yung current assets mo? Ito, 2 million and 1 million. So, meron kang increase na 100,000. Supposedly, ang current liabilities mo, ito, 0. Pero, pag tinanggal natin si accounts payable, 600 versus 700, ang mangyayari dyan, 800 versus 700. So, meron ka ring increase na 100,000. So, changes mo sa current asset ay magkano? 100,000. May changes ka sa AP and accruals na 100,000. Ma-minus kasi natin yun Tignan niyo ito. Changes in current asset minus changes in AP plus accruals. So, 100,000 minus 100,000, that is 0. Wala po tayong NCAI, Net Current Asset Investment in this illustration. Pag in-apply na po natin itong formula na OCF minus N5 minus NCAI, 322 minus 300,000 minus 0, ang free cash flow mo ay 22,000. Okay, meron pa rin naman kahit papaano na 22,000 na available sa mga investors para bigay as bakit siya available sa investor for distribution ng dividends. Yun nga lang, medyo supply tayo pagdating dito sa free cash flow. Bakit? Kasi sabi dito, observation number 1, yes, the firm generated adequate cash flow to cover all its operating costs and investments and had free cash flows available to pay its investors. Yun nga lang, ito yung number 2. The firm is not generating enough free cash flow to provide a sufficient return to its investors when taking into account the 70,000 interest expense. Magbabayad ako sa aking mga creditors, 'no? Magbabayad ako ng 70,000 kung sakali man that is your interest payments. Hindi sapat yung available cash flow mo, okey? So, mas maganda siyempre mas malaki yung mga nakukuha natin ditong mga amounts para medyo safe po tayo. Especially we are talking here about the movement of cash, okey? So, yun ano class, this is our ano 'no, illustration coming from the book of Gitman. Now, I created another illustration just to emphasize that what you see here in the movement does not necessarily portray a movement in cash. However, no, since eto lang yung available natin na information, then we can still create your statement of cash flow based on those ano na templates sa indirect method. Kasi halimbawa, if I am presented with this balance sheet, okay, may current and may prior ka, nilagay ko na rin dito yung movement. Tapos dito sa baba, sabihin na natin na eto lang yung aking P&L. 25,000 yung sales, cost of goods sold ko 15, ang gross profit ko 10, may depreciation expense ako na 10, wala akong net profit or loss. Okay, pag ganyan makakapag-create ka na ba ng iyong ano, tawag natin dito, statement of cash flow? Yes, definitely. Eto 'no, ipakita na natin. Net profit or loss mo, zero. Okay? Ignore na muna natin dito yung tax consequence, 'no? So, net profit or loss mo, zero. Add natin yung non-cash charge. Alin yon? Yung depreciation na 10,000. Okay? Eh di positive ka dito 10K. O tapos, since indirect method tayo, movement sa ating current assets. Increase in AR mo, nadagdagan ka. Tama ba? Eh di bawas natin dito. Increase or decrease sa inventory, may decrease ka, minus natin dito. Yung accounts payable mo, oh, eto nag-iisa lang naman. Okay, meron kang increase, eh didagdagan natin dito. And therefore, initially, sasabihin natin that the cash provided by operating activities ay 100,000. 0 plus 10 minus 25 plus 15. Ito, nag-offset sila. Okay, plus 100, edi 100,000. Okay? Pagdating sa investing activities, purchase ng PPE, no, from 615 to 715 na dagdagan. So, maglalabas ako ng 100,000 outflow, no, sa investing activities. Pagdating naman sa financing activities, eto naman yung bank loan mo. Okay? Nag-settle ka, okay, ng 30,000. Tapos, meron kang ordinary shares, no? Nag-issue ka ng shares. So, magkano yon? Total of 120 yung cash received. Okay? So, equity financing, 120. Yung net nitong dalawa, magkano? 90,000. Okay? And therefore, masasabi natin na yung cash provided by operating positive 100, cash provided by investing negative 100, dito nag-offset sila. Meron ako cash provided by financing activities na 90. So, kung 250 yung beginning ko, okay? Tapos meron akong additional na 90 na movement sa cash, edi yung current balance ko sa cash ay 340. So masasabi natin na gano'n. Okay. Pero eto pang mga movement natin sa receivable, sa inventory, sa accounts payable, do they represent actual cash outflow? O kasi 'pag halimbawa inanalyze natin ito, 125 tapos suddenly naging 150. Meron kang additional na 25. Bakit natin binabawas 'yun? Ano ba ang likely na story niyan? Mas naiintindihan kasi natin 'pag may decrease in receivable kasi may koleksyon na dadagdag. Papaano 'pag may increase? May lumabas ba na pera? Eh, 'di ba 'pag may increase in receivable, wala namang lumabas na pera do'n. However, yung concept na nakatali kasi yung pera natin doon sa receivable. So, parang yung pera sana natin ano, na madadagdagan ng 25, eh, kaso nasa AR nakatali. So bawas siya doon sa ating cash. So yun yung impact niya dito sa ating cash flow. Sa inventory, okay, pwede natin mabigyan ng kwento na, nagbenta ako, nakakolekta ako, di may papasok na pera, 'no? 'Pag may increase, okay? 'Pag may increase wala rin namang problema. Bumili kasi ako ng additional inventories, 'no? Kaya meron akong lumabas na pera, okay? Papaano yung increase in AP? May nilabas ka ba na pera, hindi ka pa nga nagbabayad, eh. Okay, pero kagaya ng kinuwento ko kanina using the illustration from Gitman, yung 100,000 na ipapabayad mo later on, tinatali mo na siya para sa payment niyan. So, parang ano 'no, magagamit ay sorry, ulitin natin, ulitin ko lang kasi parang mali yung ano ko, pagkaka-explain ko. Meron ka dapat 100,000 na babayaran, pero babayaran mo siya later on. So yung 100,000 na ipambabayad mo later on, puwede mo pa siyang magamit ngayon. So meron kang increase ng fund, ng cash fund, 'no? Okay. So kaya dito nagpa-positive tayo. Mas mabilis natin siyang maintindihan 'pag naka-negative. Yun yung dilemma actually, eh, dito sa mga increases in current assets and current liabilities, 'no? Bakit positive, bakit bawas, 'no? Hindi natin minsan naiintindihan 'yan or sometimes it is really difficult to grasp. Pero I hope nakatulong kahit papaano yung explanation ko diyan. Because you are tying up or you are freeing up the money that you should have collected or that you should have paid, 'no? And you can use it for some other purposes. Therefore, an increase or decrease or an inflow or outflow of cash. Okay? So, dito ano, makikita natin, okay sige, we can create that statement of cash flow and tama naman. But in reality, if I will show you the actual reasons, 'no, behind this and the related journal entry, ganito kasi ang kwento. Bakit ka nagkaroon ng increase ng accounts receivable? May benta ka kasi, accounts receivable, 'no? So, credit sales, debit accounts receivable, credit sales. May pumasok ba na cash? Wala. Yung inventories mo 'no, nag-debit ka ng cost of goods sold, nag-credit ka ng inventory, may lumabas ba na pera? Wala naman, okey? So hindi naman, tawag nito, walang lumabas na pera pero naibenta mo yon. Okey, pero may collections ka na ba? Wala pa rin. Pero dito 'no, as if natin na, okey, may lumabas na pera, may pumasok na pera. Okay, pero this is the real story, 'no? Okay. So makikita ninyo ano, not necessarily. Yung increase sa accounts payable mo, anong reason? May binili ka na property, plant and equipment pero inutang mo muna. Pero dito in-assume natin na nag-increase yung accounts, yung PPE mo may binayaran ka, pero wala naman talaga. Okay. Yung bank loan actually, yung actual, if you will notice 'no, dito sa ating statement of cash flow, nilagyan ko at in-emphasize ko, yung nasa financing activities, eto lang talaga yung actual cash outflow, kung tutuusin, 'no? -30 nagbayad ka, +120 may nakolekta ka from the issuance of shares, 'no? Pero ano 'yan, dito meron ka pa ring movement, 'no, sa cash flow mo for the operating and the investing. No, pero this represents na yung tying up or freeing up of cash that you can use for some other purposes. Okay? So, again class, no, your statement of cash flow should reflect the actual movement of cash. So, kapag merong ano no, kadalasan when the financial managers, the accountants, no, the preparers of the financial statements create the statement of cash flow, they are looking on the movement of cash para makapag-create ito. But they are also considering, especially ano na ang common na ginagamit talaga sa pag-prepare ng cash flow ay indirect method. So kailangan itong i-consider, no? But that is a tricky thing to do, no? Even I myself are ano no, ay nacha-challenge kapag nagke-create ng statement of cash flow kasi kadalasan hindi ko agad siya nababalance. Okay, pero I hope no this explanation ay nakatulong para mas ma-appreciate po ninyo hindi lang sa preparation ng cash flow kung hindi even sa analysis no nitong analysis and interpretation ng ating cash flow. So dito kasi no tawag natin dito when you are analyzing or interpreting the statement of cash flow, ano ang importante sa iyo diyan? Kailangan mong i-consider yung movement of each major activities, no? Operating, investing, and financing para maintindihan mo. Bakit tumaas yung pera ko or pera ni company or bakit siya bumaba? Because hindi kasi natin pwede masabi na it's a good thing na nag-increase yung cash or hindi rin natin pwedeng sabihin agad-agad na it's a bad thing na nag-decrease yung cash. Of course, we want to retain ano no, we want to have cash available to finance our operations, no? Pero titignan natin yung mga components ng ating cash flow para maintindihan natin bakit nag-increase, bakit nag-decrease, and so that we can also support the other balances in the other financial statement. Is it a good thing to borrow money? Hindi ba hindi? Pero nag-increase yung cash mo from the point of view of the cash, uy, lumaki yung aking pera, that's a good thing. Pero yung pala, it's because of borrowing funds. Pero bakit mo kailangan manghiram ng pera? Kasi you need to support your operations, your working capital requirements. You have to pay the balances you owe to your investors, not to your creditors, to your suppliers. So you have to connect each and every one of them. No, ma-evaluate natin yung mga financial statements no to actually ano to isolate any inefficiencies. Napapansin ko utang ka ng utang, wala ka naman masyadong nababayaran. So you can identify, okay? So ayan class ano, hopefully this again sabi ko nga sana nakatulong. So hindi ko na po patatagalan, ang dami ko ng paligoy-ligoy. Let me end this recording. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Bye-bye.